my sign. This where I live, yeah, and what I like. This where I'm from, and what I do. This what I love, yeah. How about you?
Girl, come on in, sit down, kick back, and relax your feet because we are going to get into it today. We're getting into this topic today. But first, I want to say thank you for coming to the channel, whether you're new or returning. Also, that I'm going to be designating Mondays. I'm starting this Mommy Monday segment. So I'm going to be giving out a video every Monday. 2 videos. One is going to be just topics like this. And I will be giving my opinion on it. And, you know, we were just kind of making an open-ended thing where we can talk about it in the comments, get different opinions and views and things like that. I'm sure I'll learn some things and you may learn some things from me. But I'm just going to be giving my insight and my point of view on different topics. So if you're interested in it, definitely be looking for those type of videos on Mondays. And I'm also going to do a food video. Basically, I'll pick one food item and I'm going to give you all 3 different recipes or lunch ideas where you're able to incorporate that one food item into 3 different types of lunches, and you can just use them throughout your week. So on Mondays, those 2 videos you will be guaranteed to you all. So if you think you're interested in those, be looking out for those. And I'll still be doing all of my other videos, my pranks, my challenges, my random-ish, okay? So those will just be every other day or just whenever I feel like releasing them. But definitely Mondays, you know, to start the week off. You may want something inspirational, may want, you know, something, you know, food, lunch ideas for the week. The kids are at home, so just be looking out for those. But we're going to get right on into this video on why you should not force a relationship with the other parent. The first reason for me why you shouldn't force a relationship with your child and the other parent is if that parent is inconsistent. And I'm not talking about like, okay, he didn't call today, or he haven't called or seen the child in 3 days, things like that, because you want as much interaction with your children and the other parent as much as they can. So if he didn't call 1 day or 3 days and he usually call every day, just let it slide. You know, of course, maybe something went on. Find out what's the reason behind it. But now I'm talking about inconsistency, like on a month, like months. If he goes missing for months at a time and then just want to pop up and come when he want to, that's going to have to be shut down, because it's not building a good foundation for the child. And then that already starts instability, you know, trust, abandonment. It brings up different feelings in children, and especially based on the age of the child. Okay, so that's one reason right there, is if the parent is inconsistent. Never let anybody be inconsistent. And now you may do it with yourself, allow it with yourself and the person. That's fine, because you're an adult and you're able to juggle the feelings and all that comes with somebody being inconsistent with you. But when it comes to your children, I feel like, you know, you should not put up with anything when it comes to them. And you need to shut it down, whether they are the dad or the mother. If you're the sole parent, this goes for the mother or the father, whoever is the other parent. Shut it down if they're inconsistent. Because if you don't know how to put forth, I get it that, you know, everybody is working and stuff, like all that is reasonable excuse as to why you're not present or you're not, you know, calling as much or whatever. We have to work, we have to make a living, we have things going on in our own lives, and that's understandable. But you still have a child. So like I said, those 1 or 2, 3 days things that I hear, you know, that's excusable. That's excusable. But now if you want to go 3 and 4 months and, you know, he see you one time this month and then you disappear for 3 and 4 months and then you pop up, and I don't feel that their relationship should be forced because you're inconsistent. So I feel like it is on the parent, the other parent, to mend that relationship with the child. Okay. The second thing is, and this kind of coincides with being inconsistent, but just doing things on your own time, or basically lying. Because if you say, hey, I'm gonna get you this weekend, or yeah, if I'm gonna get you this weekend, or I'm gonna pick you up from school tomorrow, or this or that, whatever you tell the child, and then something always comes up. Like I said, this coincides with being inconsistent, but you know, stick to what you say. Watch what you say to kids, for one. Watch what you tell the child and stick to it. You just cannot do what you want to do. And like I said, you as the parent, the sole parent that has to be there to look at your child in their disappointment, you shouldn't even allow it. Shut it down. That's the problem, is that we give people too many tries with things, too many chances. And when it comes to your children, shut it down, because they are going to be the ones who are going to be needing therapy or something down the line, don't know how to properly have relationships, and don't know, what's love, and what, that stuff affects them, believe it or not. And we don't talk about it enough in our community. It's not until we get grown and try to establish relationships and have our own children and things like that we notice where we went wrong. And now it's too late, because that child is already dealing with the traumas and the drama of they're having that effect of what happened early on. So shut it down. I stand firmly on not letting anybody do anything, just run over your children. Point blank. When at the end of the day, especially when you, like I said, especially when you have children of a certain age, young children that are not very vocal and not able to voice their opinion or say what they want to say and say how they feel, then you put it out there. Hey, to go to that person. Hey, you're not gonna be able to keep doing this. This not gonna work like this. If you can't change it up, whatever. Because like I said, if you don't have an excusable reason why you're just not doing, then it's nothing else to be said. Nothing else to be said. So I think that being inconsistent, lying, and just, doing things on your own time, because for one, y'all are adults, so y'all should be able to communicate on a level to where everything, things are understood. That doesn't mean that you got to tell me, hey, you going on a date. I got to tell you when I'm going on a date. And no, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you know that you have to work, or you're working overtime, or they called you in or whatever, and you're supposed to be getting the child or whatever it is, ahead of time. So what is it going to hurt you to call and communicate that with the parent, so that it could be, you can speak to the child and talk to the child about it. The parent, the sole parent may be able to, break the news to the child in a easy, fun, good way. And it's just a way in which things should be done. So no, if you can't be consistent, if you can't stick to your word, and if you're lying, I don't feel like it has to be forced. And my last reason is, I don't think that it is a child's responsibility, regardless of their age, to maintain a relationship with the other parent. I don't think that a 6-year-old should be worried about or focused on calling their other parent every day, or trying to, keep in contact with them or whatever to maintain their relationship. I just don't think that that's something a 6-year-old child or 14-year-old child should have to worry about or even think about. As the other parent, it is your due diligence to stay in contact with that child. And kids today have cell phones and stuff of their own, so it's really no excuse. If you want to be that parent, if you want to be there, then it's no excuse. You're going to do what you have to do to keep that relationship going. So if that's what it comes to, that my child has to be the one texting you, making the initiative, texting you, calling you, and all this. It's different if y'all just if y'all are already have a relationship established and y'all are already on good terms. And so you like, hey, I'm gonna call my dad and just see what my dad doing, or my mama, and see what my mama's doing. That's a different thing. But I haven't spoke to you in 6-7 months, and so it's my duty to call you to try to check up on you and see. As a child, I got to call you and check up on you and see, why you ain't calling, to see what's going on and stuff like that. No. So if that's what it comes to, that my child has to put in the work to maintain the relationship, that's a no-go. So for being inconsistent, I don't think that a child or you should have to force a relationship between your child and the other parent. If that parent is inconsistent, is lying, does not take into consideration the time, or they just do things on their own, and if your child has to be the one that is initiating everything, then it's a no. And like I said, that's my opinion, that's my point of view on it. Please comment down below, let me know what you all think. Like I said, there are reasonable excuses as to why you may not be around as much. You may work out of town, the type of job, but even with that, there's going to be some communication between both parents, and it would be something understood. Like daddy works, mommy works out of town, mommy is traveling, mommy, what I'm saying, stuff like that. But just I don't know where, I just don't know where he is. I don't know where she even called. Things like that. It's just not. It's not acceptable. So I definitely want y'all to take that to heart. And like I said, if you're experiencing it, or before you even experience it, shut it down. You're not going to experience it. You're not going through it. And if you are or have been, stop it. Stop it. Because in the long run, it's going to affect your child. And I know like I said, it affects us as an African American community so much, because we do things and we allow things to go on because we desperately want our children to have both parents, whether it's in the home or just to be active and to be there in their lives. But if it's still toxic if that kind of thing is going on, so it has to stop. That's my view on it. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you made it through this video so far, then type below strong parents survive, hashtag strong parents survive. Like this video, share it if you want to. Subscribe, definitely. I want you to subscribe so we can chime in on these subjects and these topics. So yes, that's all I have, and I'm gonna end it right here. So until the next time, live, love, and be free. Holla.